Hello. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 3 of Mimi Knows Ball. Mimi Knows Ball. Mimi Knows Ball. We just finished week one of NFL, season 2025, 2026, whatever they call it. I don't know if they number the seasons or something. Just to skip ahead to my results, I won one of my leagues and I lost the other. So let's break down what happened here. Okay. I apologize also for the airplanes and the screaming bugs. I can do nothing about that. So I'm sorry. Okay. So here we have let's do the bad news first. So I lost my league. I don't know how to denote these two leagues. My new league, I guess. It's not the same one that I was in last year. Also, are these so freaking swag? I think I'm gonna make a YouTube short and a TikTok about these. So if you wanna watch that, maybe it'll be up by the time you watch this video. Okay. So yeah, this is my new league, the one that I think I put in $30 for this one. So this one's a little bit less serious than my other one. Yeah, okay. Also, if you haven't watched my other my draft videos, go ahead and watch those. Those will give you context on what my team was looking like during the snake draft. Things have changed since then. I think I dropped a couple of people, switched a couple of things around, so I will let you know what that's all about. Okay, so this first league that I'm in, I scored 98.92 points total, and my opponent scored 132 points, 132.28. I don't think the decimals really matter. Okay, so I don't remember how I did this last year. I think I just went through all my players and how much they scored or something. I don't know, but this is ASMR, so I'm sure you won't mind if I do that. So Kyler Murray on the Cardinals, he scored 18.32 points. Kyler did a good job. Kenneth Walker III only scored 5.4 points. I didn't love that for him. I think he got hurt. Wait, let me see if I can click on him. Kenneth Walker will aim to bounce back from a poor season. Opening showing when Seattle faces Pittsburgh in week 2. In the first week of the regular season, Walker gained just 20 yards on 10 rushes, while Zach Charbonnet carried 12 times for 47 yards. You know what? I actually think I saw in the news that Kenneth's coach was really disappointed in him or something, and is looking for more running backs or something. I don't know. He made some kind of statement that he was really upset with Kenneth or something. I just think Kenneth has a kind face. I just want him to succeed. Okay. Then Chuba Hubbard, he got 17.9 points this week. It says that Carolina all out struggled against the Jaguars in their season opener, but Hubbard's role in the backfield stayed consistent. Okay, cool. Love that. I like these little summaries they give. Let's see what it said for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray logged a modest 163 passing yards Sunday against the Saints, but he threw 2 touchdowns and added 38 yards on the ground to finish with a strong overall ledger. Murray was particularly in sync with top wideout Marvin Harrison and top tight end Trey McBride. Nice. Good job, Kyler. They're going to be playing against Carolina in week 2. Okay. Anyway. Then we have CeeDee Lamb. Did he also get in trouble this week? What was someone saying? I don't know. I feel like CeeDee, I'm a big fan of CeeDee and Kenneth Walker, and I feel like other people aren't. CeeDee Lamb crossed the 100-yard receiving mark in the season opener for the Cowboys, though the night will be remembered more for a couple of costly drops than for his overall stat line. Lamb could not corral two separate passes from Dak Prescott in the fourth quarter that ultimately stalled the comeback attempts. Okay, yes, maybe this is what I was thinking of. Maybe that was the headline I saw, that his coach is really mad and like looking to replace CeeDee or something. Everyone was mad at CeeDee for dropping the ball. I believe in him to do better. Okay, and he scored me 18 points. Then we have Ladd McConkey. He scored me 13 points on my team. He corralled 6 of 9 targets for 74 yards in Friday's 27-21 win over the Chiefs. Okay, yeah. I was like, okay, I feel like because I am like, have 2 leagues this year, it's making it harder for me to like really commit to watching. With that being said, like on Thursday's game, I think Thursday and Friday, they were both games, I like was like pretty checked out. Sorry, my hair is like really pissing me off today, so sorry I keep like touching it. Okay, I was pretty checked out on Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday, like I just like, I don't know, I just was kind of overwhelmed by watching everything. What was the Sunday night game? Sunday night was the Bills against the Ravens. That one was fun. I posted a photo in my Josh Allen jersey. It's not even mine. I just put it on. I just wanted to be festive for football Sunday. But yeah, anyway, Sunday, like I finally started locking in on watching football that night. Like up until that point, I feel like I was just overwhelmed by the prospect of watching it. And then we were at like a sports bar to watch the Bills Ravens game, and that was a great game. That was a great way to like pique my interest, re-pique my interest. So yeah, like the Ravens were winning. Josh Allen, I think there was a stat on the screen that there's been like 15 different times that they were losing, and then in like overtime or in the last like 2 minutes, he like brought everything back. Wow. Someone commented on my post and said Josh Allen is the best QB in the NFL. That might be true. He honestly, like, the guy has everything. Best QB, got Haley Steinfeld, okay. Okay. Then we had Jake Ferguson, who is on the Dallas Cowboys, and he got me 7.3 points. I don't know how I feel about having so many Cowboys players. Okay, DJ Moore got me 8.6 points, whatever. Was I really expecting anything from having DJ Moore or any other Bears player for that matter on my team? No, I wasn't. That game was, we went to sports bar for that one too, and it was just such a bummer. Like, everybody was so excited in the beginning, we were having so much fun, and then it just got worse and worse and worse. And I know people who were physically at that game at Soldier Field. It was just a big bummer. Okay, I have the Lions defense, whatever, they gave me 2 points. Young Hoku, someone commented and said that it's pronounced Young Wei Ku. If that's the case, then I will start calling him Young Wei Ku. He is my kicker, and he got 8 points. Okay, and then I had Jalen Warren benched, Rashid Shaheed benched, Jawan Jennings benched, Hunter Henry, Tua Tagovailoa, and Najee Harris, and Ray Davis were all benched. Tua did like horrible, right? Like, didn't everybody hate Tua? Yeah, people were unhappy with Tua this past week, I believe. Whatever, I had him benched. I might have to drop him at some point. I don't really know. Okay. Can I see, like, what I did this past week? Like, did I drop anyone? Recent activity. All activity types. I guess I didn't do anything for this league. I wish honestly, I get a little frustrated with the ESPN app because I feel like it's a little bit glitchy, but they also have so much information on here. Like, now that I feel like I'm getting to know this app better this year than I did last year, and there's a lot of stuff you can do on here. Yeah, so I think that I swear it was easier for me to remember what I was doing when I had one league. I don't think I changed anything about my team. Okay, let's talk about my other team. So I did win this league for the week 1. Looking to figure out how I can look at last week's the league. And I'm gonna click scoreboard. I'm gonna click week 1. Sorry, my thing is like being weird. Okay, so I did win this league for week 1. I got 118 points, and my opponent, my matchup, got 107 points. So that's great. Okay, let's see who I had. Jaden Daniels, who is the Washington Commanders quarterback, got me 22 points. Nice, pretty good. Derrick Henry of the Baltimore Ravens got me 29 points. That was great. Let's see what it says about them. Derrick Henry's lost fumble late in Baltimore's week 1 loss will be what many remember, but he otherwise put together a strong performance. Yeah, it was tough because, like, I had Derrick Henry for that game and he wasn't doing super great, but I didn't really care. Like, I guess to a certain point, like, if I'm already winning, like, it doesn't really matter to me, you know, how someone does, which is kind of nice. Like, it's only if it's, like, a really, like, you know, on the fence type of thing that can make it hard for me to, like, decide who to root for sometimes, but a lot of times the scores are already, like, decided, you know, or, like, I know that they're not going to, like, you know, like DJ Moore wasn't going to win me my other league the other day, you know. I just want to say too, like I was saying, like, Sunday night's game, like, really, like, brought me back into, like, okay, I'm really excited about football for this year. And it really is, like, whether or not you like the Bills or whether or not you like Josh Allen, I don't feel any particular way about him, I thought, but it's just so amazing to watch them just, like, perform incredible feats of athleticism and just, like, really perform well under pressure. You always have to give it to someone for doing that, in my opinion. I'm not really a diehard fan of anyone, so I have the, like, you know, the good humor and good nature to feel that way, where I'm just like, I just love seeing them, like, anyone play really well. But yeah, that was a cool game Sunday. Okay, anyway. So yeah, Jaden Daniels did that for me. Derrick Henry did all that for me. Let's see what it said about Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels appeared to pick up where he left off from last season in week 1 for the Commanders. Daniels threw for 233 yards and a touchdown and ran for 68 more yards, albeit against an inferior opponent in the form of the New York Giants. Yeah. Okay. Then I have Kenneth Walker on both teams. Was that a mistake? We'll see. Xavier Worthy. So I did have him, and he did get hurt immediately. Travis Kelce, like, broke the shit out of his shoulder or something. I don't know. Okay, apparently he's doing better. Worthy's status for Sunday's game against the Eagles remains cloudy. In that context, Hollywood Brown is currently the Chiefs' top healthy / available wide receiver. Hollywood Brown isn't doing anything amazing either, so I don't know. But that was a bummer. Xavier Worthy, it's fine because, like, I still won for this week, but yeah, Xavier Worthy netted me 0 points. Okay, then I have Stephon Diggs, who is a wide receiver for the New England Patriots. It says after not playing the entire preseason, Diggs caught 6 of 7 targets for 57 yards against the Raiders last week. That's study volume and minimal YPT. I don't know what YPT is. Which sets Diggs up for steady yet unspectacular production against a defense that allowed a nearly similar 9.4 YPT last week. YPT, blank per blank. Yards per touchdown, I think. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it was a mistake to grab Stephon Diggs. I think he's just, like, an average player. when I drafted him in my snake draft last week, I heard that people in the group FaceTime during the snake draft were clowning my pick for Stephon Diggs. I picked him kind of early. I really don't know what I'm doing, okay? I really don't know what I'm doing. And I don't think anyone should be making fun of anybody because you really don't know what's going to happen. You really don't. So, okay. Then I have TJ Hawkinson. He got me 4.5 points for week 1. TJ Hawkinson will look to increase his involvement as the Vikings take on the Falcons in prime time week 2. Cool. It wouldn't be surprising if this 143 passing debut ends up being McCarthy. Oh wait, they're talking about McCarthy. Okay. Anyway, Hawkinson secured 3 of 4 targets for 15 yards in the Vikings' 27-24 win over the Bears on Monday night. Yeah, so that was like one of those scenarios where like I want Hawkinson to do well, but I was already gonna win for week 1, so I actually didn't really want Hawkinson to do well, you know. Yeah. I don't know, like, because I don't really know much about this and I don't like listen to tons of football stuff. I don't know if like the way that I phrase certain things is like inaccurate or like almost dorky sounding. Like I don't know like cool slang phrases. I feel like for football I just kind of am like I don't know if like the language I use is like the right language, but you know, you guys are generally patient with me, so okay. Then we have Zay Flowers. He got me 28 points. That's a lot. 20 points is a lot. Both him and Derrick Henry won me my week. Zay Flowers kicked off the 2025 season in an encouraging fashion. Blending together volume and efficiency is a key part of the Baltimore offense. His 9 targets were his highest mark since week 8 of the 2021 season. Blah, blah, blah. Flowers won't replicate those numbers every week, but it was impressive that he out-targeted every other Raven by 5. Cool. Thank you, Zay Flowers. And then again, I have the Lions defense. Maybe I should switch things up, guys. Like, it does make it easier for me to root for, like, when I have, like, the same thing. But if those things that I have, like, matching up across both leagues is the Lions defense and Kenneth Walker, like, I don't know if that's, like, necessary. Maybe I'll try to trade him with someone, but also it doesn't seem like anyone likes him, like, so... Okay, then I have Cam Little, who is a kicker. Oh, I dropped someone. I can't remember. I dropped whatever kicker got hurt. Okay, so that's what I had. On my bench, oh, and he got me 15 points. 15 points from a kicker? Is that normal? He's on the Jaguars. I don't know what city that is. Or like what team that is. Okay. And then on the bench, I had Monty, David Montgomery of the Detroit Lions. He got 8 points. Kyler Murray, I had him benched, which is fine. Him and Jaden Daniels got the same amount of points, pretty much. Kyler Murray got a slight bit more. It's gonna be interesting for me, kind of choosing between Jaden Daniels and Kyler Murray every week. I think I'm probably just gonna keep Kyler Murray on one team and Jaden Daniels on the other team. Like off the bench. Okay, then Khalil Shakir nabbed me 12 points. He is a kicker, he is a wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. And then J.K. Dobbins, he got me 14 points. He's on Denver Broncos, 14 points. And then Tucker Kraft, that is who I picked up, I think. I dropped a tight end. Sorry, I can't remember. I'm gonna see if there's like a thing that shows what I've done. I'm sure there is somewhere on this app. Bear with me. But I did pick him up. I did have him benched though. Which is fine by me because he didn't get me as many points as Cam Little did. Cam Little really is little. He looks really young. By the way, whoever the guy was on the what team just played? I'm sorry, I can't remember anything I'm saying. The team the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings. JJ JJ Jefferson or whatever his name is, he looks so tiny and small and young. It never fails to amaze and confound me that a lot of these children are, 21, 24 years old. That one guy on the Chiefs with the long hair that like has a pet gator, he's like so little too. I don't know if he's like, I didn't even notice him at the Chiefs game. I don't know, guys. On Sundays, we literally have like 7 different things up, and all my friends were like shouting at different things. So I really like, it's difficult for me to focus on, just one thing going on. I just uploaded a video about my ADHD, so maybe watch that if you really want to get into the mind of Mimi during these games. Okay, and then finally we have Jeremy Ford. I picked him up this week. I'm excited about that. Okay, he got me 1 point, but he was on my bench, so I don't care. Let's see what it says. Jeremy Ford was expected to have the chance to lead the Browns backfield to begin the 2025 season, but he quickly ceded work to rookie Dylan Sampson. Sampson outtouched Ford 20-7 in week 1, making Ford nearly impossible to trust for fantasy purposes in week 2 against Baltimore. Okay, well, that's awkward because I just fucking picked him up. Okay, let me see if I can figure out my, recent activity, because this is the team that I dropped some stuff. Recent activity, maybe. Okay, this is what I did. I dropped Tyler Bass or whatever, because he's on injury reserve. I'm not really sure what happened, bro. Best of luck to him, but he is now a free agent on my waiver wire. I hope I said that correctly. He's a free agent on my waiver wire. Does that make sense? And then I added Cam Little, which I'm really happy about. He did a good job. I'm pleased. 15 points on a kicker. I think that's good. I didn't know kickers could get that many points. And then I dropped Jared Goff, RIP, and I added Jeremy Ford. We'll see how I feel about that. Let me see what Jared Goff got this past week. I think he got 12 points last week. Yeah, literally no one has picked him up either. All respect to Jared Goff. But I don't think I regret dropping him. And then I added Jeremy Ford. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. That's my update for week 1. I'm gonna keep trying to churn these videos out on, what day is it today? On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays, whatever time there is between the weeks. I know last year you guys wanted weekly updates and I did not give them to you. So I'm gonna try to do that this year. So I'm proud of myself for getting it done this first week. I already have 3 football videos that I'm proud of myself. Okay, so good luck on week 2. Let me know your input. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for all your advice on my last couple of videos. I actually did take a lot of that advice. I think 1 or 2 of y'all mentioned, what's the word? Categorizing or, what's the word I'm thinking of? Ranking them based off of, research and percentage and stuff, and that was, a cool little trick for me to, see who to pick up and stuff. Yeah, I really am, realizing how helpful the ESPN app is. It really does give you, every single stat and number, so that's cool. I'm excited for the Bears versus Lions game. I am going to New York this weekend, for New York Fashion Week, because my sister and a bunch of my friends are all going to be walking, so that's exciting. But yeah, my friends and I are it's a good thing that we're not going to be together with the Lions versus the Bears. I'm so curious how that's going to go, because the Lions, I believe, their offensive coordinator, I think is what it's called, left the Lions and is now on the Bears. So I'm curious how that's going to go, because the Lions did not perform well this weekend and the Bears did better than expected. Yeah. What do you guys think of the Bears this year? What do you think is going to happen? Caleb Williams keeps doing his like running thing, running with the ball thing, which I think is bad. I think it's good at times, but I think it's like his signature that he tries to like stick to, and I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. I feel silly talking about like what I think they should do because I know that, you know, they like they're spending their every waking moment thinking about how to win the next game and so on and so forth. I'm so funny too because like I will just start feeling bad for the other team. Like as much as I'm rooting for like anybody, I start feeling bad for the other team. It's so silly. Okay, I think that's all I have to say. Good luck everyone. Mimi out.